Hello, this is Ken Barron. I'm with the National Association of Black and White Men Together. The topic today, Ukraine, homophobia, and racism. If we think that here in the United States, LGBT rights are under attack, note that queer refugees fleeing Ukraine fight to find allies for housing and medical care. For example, Edward Rees, a queer activist who works in Kyiv and works with Kyiv Pride, decided to flee Ukraine on March the 8th. He knew it was going to be a long journey. He walked for an hour in the freezing cold to the nearest subway station, spending what he says is, quote, one hell of a night there. Then a day-long bus ride to Lviv, and then Rees was finally able to set foot in a small Polish border town. He slept for about an hour or two in the morning in a big hall with tons of other people on these makeshift beds. The good news, he took a bus to Warsaw where a local LGBTQ advocacy group connected him with queer-friendly hosts who could temporarily house him. Although Poland has limited the rights of LGBTQ people in recent years, Rees, who is non-binary and uses he, him pronouns, said he felt safe in the country. But that's largely because he was quickly welcomed and aided by Poland's LGBTQ community. Poland is not necessarily the best country for LGBTQ people to live, but activists created a database of people they knew that are part of the community, so they can match them with people that are in need of safe shelter. European organizations like Warsaw Pride and Budapest Pride have reached out, and on the first day of war, they were offering their help, shelter, and transportation from the border. Some of the neighboring countries, the refugees had to pass through hostile areas which were against LGBTQ people in recent years. In Hungary, in 2020, lawmakers amended the constitution to define marriage as a heterosexual union and allow only married couples to adopt. In Poland, same-sex marriage is not legally recognized, and adoption is not recognized by same-sex couples. So the difficulty is not just making it to the border checkpoints, but to be able to get safe haven once they do cross the border to a neighboring country. Poland's racist and ultra-nationalists target LGBT people as well. Another problem is that transgender women who are trying to leave the country, the problem is their government ID still identifies them as a male, meaning they are subjected to the law, barring males between the age of 18 and 60 from leaving the country. Trans women whose gender marker is not matching their real gender, or gender non-conforming people with a gender marker in their passport, why they have all been affected by this situation, and they are all in danger when crossing the border. On a related topic, Black Ukraine refugees allege discrimination while trying to escape Russian invasion. This has put a spotlight on racism there. The concern, immigrants from Africa and other people of color who call Ukraine home are being discriminated against when they're fleeing. In the United States, the issue has gotten the attention of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People and the National Urban League, which signed a letter to the President of the European Union calling for fair and humane treatment for all. One student from Ghana described what she saw and experienced as, quote, mostly they would consider white people first, then Indian people, then Arabic people, before Black people. Another student from Morocco said, quote, "We went to the train station and they will not let us in," end quote. Thankfully, Ukraine's foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba, tweeted in early March, and he said an emergency hotline has been established specifically for African, Asian, and other students wishing to leave Ukraine. He said, if you're a person of color and you work in Eastern European, racism isn't new. Racial discrimination is such that it's on display and being exasperated by the war. It's really heart-wrenching. While social media has helped expose racial discrimination, it has also been used by Russia to spread disinformation. Several Black students who made it to Hungary are now considered third country nationals and have been told that they must move to another country or go back home within 30 days. So if we think here in the US it's bad for homophobia and racism, be aware that these characteristics are made extreme by war. We should always support victims of war, including queer people and people of color. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to us and give us your comments and like us on our platforms. Visit our main website, which is nabwmt.org. Again, thank you so much for listening.